Hello to you, oh my Mitrandil and Bratrandil. So, what's the summary for today? The summary for today is yesterday I had an interview with a company called Hyde, the Hyde Group, and the interview was not so great. Secondly, today I just finished my chest workout and it was a pretty good workout. Yesterday I had a break. And third is the bad news, which is Sabio trade. I had two bets and I put two trades. One of them I got a profit of 25 and the other one, Schlumberger, I lost almost $100. So my account is now at 19,200, which is a bad news. Okay, so let's start with today's story. So what happened today? What happened yesterday with the interview? So there were two people in the interview. One was an English guy called Thomas, and he was very young. He was probably like 26, 27, and he already calls himself as a data architect. There was another guy, an Indian guy, who was slightly older, maybe 35 or something, 30. And I don't think they realized that I was as old as I am. I'm like 44. So the interview was not so great. They asked me some very generic questions and also asked me something about my CV, like what's the difference between Angular and React. And they asked me whether I've done unit testing and they asked me what I do in my everyday work, my routine development work. So I explained to them that I do front end and back end, and they also asked me, so you have done all of these, like front end, back end, and CI/CD. How is that possible? So I told them that I was put in the project to replace almost 10 to 20 people, and I had to completely take over the project by myself. And in 6 months I completed the project, and I also got a 1 year's support contract for the project. So that's what I explained. And also there was one more question about my CV, which was you have done some work in Scala, so I explained something about Scala. So I explained to them some very generic stuff about Scala, like it's a combination of functional programming and object-oriented programming. And so I was not very satisfied with my interview, and they also were not very convinced that I have any AWS experience, although I put in my not my CV, but in my CV I've not put anywhere that I've got AWS experience. But for that particular job, the recruiter had asked me whether I had AWS experience, and I told him that yes, I have 1 to 2 years AWS experience. And in the interview, when they asked me about AWS Glue and AWS Lambda and AWS S3, I explained to them in the most simplest words, because I had done some AWS Glue tutorials and courses on YouTube just a couple of days before that, and it seemed very simple. I explained to them how you can do ETL using Glue. You can upload a CSV and run crawlers and change the format from one format to the other and remove columns and stuff like that. So I could have explained to them more and more about it, but I think the problem is that they don't know AWS Glue themselves. That's why they want someone with experience. And so and in the end they asked me if I have any questions, and so I asked him what is the final goal of the project, maybe 6 months from now. And he said that it's basically to integrate all the data flows using Kafka and AWS. And so it's a very interesting project, and I hope they take me for this job, although I've demanded a very high salary for it. And I will have to learn AWS very well before I join them. So I'll probably get a AWS certification as soon as I get the job. I'll start qualifying myself for an AWS exam, and that's it. After that, what's the bad news? So what I learned from Sabio trade is that when you first enter the trade, that's the most important time of the entire week. So you've got 1 week. Choose your trade very very carefully, because this week Monday was a holiday because it was Memorial Day, so the stock market was closed. So I had 4 days to place a trade and get some profits. I was in a hurry, so don't get into a hurry. I placed a trade on Tuesday. I placed 2 trades. First of all was Shopify. It was perfect. Shopify, I had an opportunity to even get, it had gone today at to a profit of 120, and I only got a profit of 35 because I lost all the opportunities to take the profit. I didn't take it. I thought it would go higher and higher. So in the end I was only left with a $25 profit, because in the end when I clicked on confirm, it had even dropped further. So yeah, so it's a very sad story. And the other bad trade was Schlumberger. Schlumberger was not even a trade I should have placed in. I should not have placed the trade in that, put any money into that, because the RSI was going down. Actually, it was not even going up. So the MACD had not converged. The MACD should at least show one green line. MACD had not converged. The lines were not meeting. In fact, it had met and gone back down. So it was in the red again. So in that hurry, I thought it would go back, and I thought I would place the trade again. But unfortunately, it didn't go back. It actually went down and down and down, and I lost almost $100 because of that. But even in the middle of that, I had so many opportunities throughout the week to reduce my losses to maybe just 25. In the first day it was only $25, but I waited for many days. I could have just let it close the trade at $25 loss, but every day, each and every day, the loss went higher and higher. So the losses went to 100 today, and yesterday it was even 135 or something. So yeah, so the total loss was around 100 if you remove the profits. So yeah, I learned a very important lesson this today, which is that look at the day chart to see the overall trend, that it is going up or going down. Yeah, so first to place the trade, first look at the day trade, and that's the day chart. But when you enter or exit, if you want to understand the entry or exit point, look at the hourly chart or 15-minute chart, and look at the more lower time frames, because that's more useful, because maybe in the hourly chart it's actually going down and you are putting the trade in that time. Yeah, so I learned very important lessons from that. Another exciting opportunity is that Sabio Trade sent me a WhatsApp message saying I can get 2 accounts for $500, and each account, so one for one offer, and each account is basically 100,000 account. So basically I can have 200,000 accounts for just $500, so which is almost $200,000. So it looks like a very tempting offer. I might actually take up the offer today or tomorrow. I still have 72 hours to, since from yesterday or day before yesterday, it's 72 hours. Okay, so that's the thing. And for next week I've almost got 5 interviews. Monday, so today there was an interview with Cognizant, and it was postponed because one of the interviewers was busy with his production issue something, and they didn't have an interview. And so the HR told me, Natalia Ambrosio, she told me that on Monday it will be, the Cognizant interview will be on Monday. It's basically, it covers a lot of different areas and a lot of things which I don't even know, like Zipkin and Helm and Kubernetes. Yeah, so many things which I have to learn. But overall, next week I've got 5 interviews. One on Monday if it's Cognizant, then Tuesday it's the workshop, Wednesday is the CLS group, Thursday it's the tech group global, Friday it's the tech global group with Kelvin from London, which is a media company or something, and which is also probably a front end job as well. or a Java position, Java developer. And Thursday is another job. Thursday is another interview with. So on Monday evening, I have another interview with iMedia Group. iMedia, iMedia, and on Thursday I've got one more interview which I forgot. Oh yeah, on Thursday morning at 10 a.m. I have interview with Preservica. So Preservica is a group from Oxford, and the name suggests that it's a company which deals with data preservation. So they will keep all your data for a longer period of time. Maybe I don't know exactly how it works, but that's the name of the company, and that's what they do is save all the data of different companies. So that's the good news, and I might also consider taking a trading challenge with another company called FTMO. They provide swing trades over the overnights and weekends, so that's much more convenient for me instead of Sabio trade, which is only from Monday to Friday. And yeah, so that's the problem with Sabio trade. You have to close the trade, so I can't really, it doesn't suit my style so much. I can't wait for the trades to finish. Otherwise I could have always made a definite profit for most of the trades that I put. Because of the time constraint, I'm not able to put the trades. So that's one more thing. And what else? Yeah, so I've got 6 interviews next week. So Monday Cognizant, iMedia. Tuesday is the workshop from Reading. Wednesday is CLS group. Thursday is Preservica. Friday is the Tech Global group. And so I'll also start applying to further more jobs. And I also need to get different formatted CVs. I also have to improve on my portfolio website. I have to add all the apps, because of most of my apps on my portfolio website are lost because of Heroku's new policy where they don't have any free tier accounts for Heroku. So all my apps have disappeared, and it's just a dead link there. So my portfolio is basically a failure at the moment, and I have to add some good portfolio projects if possible. And after that I will have to, portfolio is done, and yeah, another good news is that bad news is that my new PC was not working after Windows update. So after the Windows update, it actually did not connect to the internet at all. So maybe it was some kind of a network settings issue or DNS issue. Maybe I had to change the Microsoft Defender or something, Windows Defender or something, that I could not figure out what the problem was, and I tried many different tricks, and none of them worked, so I had to return it. I returned the PC today, and I bought a new PC for $60 less, so around £109. So it's a small PC called Model T9, for which I saw a review today on YouTube by a British guy who actually said that it's a pretty good one, and it's only 8 GB RAM and 250 GB hard disk. I don't mind. It's for me, it's just a simple trading for my connecting to my big monitor, and I've also not taken any warranties or things like that. So that's it. So what else is on the agenda? Okay, so that's it. And so got 6 interviews. That's the big news for next week. 6 interviews. 6 interviews, and I will have to apply to more interviews, and so also I've got 1 more month and 10 days to finish this current job, and yeah, once that is done, I will have to focus on how I can get my trading thing working. And my investing portfolio is a basic disaster today because Facebook was down further. Now it's at 455, down from 475 to 455 again. I don't know why people are, and I think there's a stock market crash going on at the moment because Salesforce had gone down almost 25%. So from 275 it went down to 212. Today it was 225. So it's a great buying opportunity if you want to buy it. But Salesforce is down, United Airlines is down, and a lot of companies are down now. And yeah, Shopify was the biggest disaster recently. Went down from 79 to 59 today. So yeah, and I made some profit from Shopify today because I know that it's going to go up. So maybe it's a good idea for the next few days, and keep track of which companies are making a lot of profit. I heard that Abercrombie and Fitch is now gone up from 120 to 150 based on the revenue earnings. So that's another thing to watch. Keep track of the stock market every day, and keep investing in the right stocks. And yeah, luckily GigaCloud technology is not doing bad at all. Only Alibaba is doing very bad. Alibaba is now down 17% in my portfolio, but it's still on 78 or something. Yeah, 78. So it's not that bad. So apart from that, what's the other news? Yeah, Facebook is the biggest loss at the moment, losing a bit. Yeah, so apart from that, I have nothing else to talk about. I'll be waiting for my new PC tomorrow. Very excited about my new PC because it's much more convenient to do trading on the big monitor, and hopefully the new PC works fine. And apart from that, I bought two new wireless mouse, one new webcam for 20 pounds, two new wireless mouse for 15 pounds total. And yeah, so I hope that my new headphones will not make any buzzing noise on the new PC, because it was making a buzzing noise on the current PC which I just returned. And with that, I will probably end my talk. I have tomorrow I'll come back for my arms workout. And another great news for today was that I could run 1 mile in 7 minutes and 20 seconds, because now I can run 1 mile at 13 kilometers per hour. So that's another great advance in my health routine. So back to 13 kilometers per hour, and hopefully in the next couple of days I'll be doing it at maybe 14 kilometers per hour. And if I need to keep it below 6 minutes 30 seconds, I need to go at 15 kilometers per hour, which I will be trying in the future, but not at the cost of losing muscle. So yeah, it's only a warm-up routine, but I think today was a great day because I could do bench press of 85 kgs easily for 10 reps, and that too for two sets. The third set was a failure because I couldn't do more than 5 reps. But first two sets I could do easily 10 and 9. So bench press was a success, and incline bench press was a success. And I also increased my chest press weight from 93 to 100 kgs. And yeah, so that's it. And no injuries for my arms. Yeah, and today I also bought some potatoes for my lunch. So I started having potatoes, carrots, onions, and kidney beans for lunch, along with an oat flatbread. That's a delicious meal. And for night I use chicken, and Yeah, chicken with maybe chicken with pasta or something like that. I'll make a chicken curry with pasta or with oats flatbread again. So a lot of good news, and something is very uncomfortable. I'm feeling very uncomfortable at the moment. What is it? There's a very uncomfortable feeling at the moment, and which is yeah, the last two interviews have been a disaster. Yeah, the first, I think I didn't mention to you that my mm, interview with persistent systems was not very good. The interview with persistent systems was very simple Java questions. I could not answer them, and hopefully they will give me a chance and let me join the group. But yeah, I seriously doubt that. Persistent systems is a failure. Um, I think the second interview with Hyde group, I think the interviewers are a failure. They didn't look like very welcoming people. They look like very jealous and not people who can handle me. So I don't think they are very friendly at all. But hopefully they will take the risk and take me for the job, because I am a good team player. I can achieve anything that I've been asked to do, and I definitely have the capability to do it, because I've been a software engineer for 5 years now, and all my past experiences have shown that I can achieve anything that I want. And yes, so that's my argument for that. So once that is done, I will now move on to the other interviews for Tuesday. Monday, Cognizant. I don't have any good hopes for Cognizant, because my interviews with Indian interviewers is not always good, especially male Indian interviewers. They are a bit more scrutinizing and unfriendly, and I tend to be more successful with probably female interviewers and non-Indian interviewers, hopefully, or a combination of both are something I like one male and one female in the interview panel. That's a better idea. But if there are two males, then it becomes more like something like a me going against a gang. So it's a bit, and I don't really like that kind of. I've not been very. Yeah, that's the social thing. Trying to impress the good cop and the bad cop, it's always a bad idea. And if there's only one interviewer, I can always do very well, and because it's a one-on-one, I do well with one-on-one situations. But if it's many male interviewers, it always becomes like a fight against a bunch of feral dogs. So when many men get together, they become more like a bunch of feral dogs. So it's very hard to deal with a bunch of men. So that's my problem always. And it's very hard to impress them as well, because they are trying to be competitive among themselves, and in their competition I will be the loser, because they will try their best to hurt me in one way or the other, and there will be competition on who gets me the worst, like who gets more points against me, who tries to destroy me better. So it's more like a piñata, a punching bag. So I'll become a punching bag for both of them. So that's why I always appreciate the female interviewers or female HR people, although it's not always 100% success with females, as I've seen in the recent job. They can get pissed off with little things, and you have to be careful about that. And with that, now I will end my talk. And yeah, it's a very slightly more stressed now, because slightly more pissed off, because the week's trade was a failure. So I have to handle my trades better. That's the moral of the story. Handle my interviews better, prepare for your interviews. Third, yeah, I'm quite happy that I prepared for the Hyde group's interview, because I learned AWS, and it was quite an interesting technology. AWS is an amazing cloud technology. It's just amazing. I think it's the future. I mean, we are already in the future, and that's why I'm learning AWS. But yeah, I will learn some more things like Zipkin, probably for Cognizant. I'll learn Zipkin. I'll learn Kubernetes. I'll learn Helm, if possible. Yeah, small demo kind of projects for each of these, and that's quite interesting. Yeah, that's a good thing to do. I'll take up some take up some tutorials, and I also have to finish my Rust tutorial. Yeah, so many things to talk about. Yeah, I have so many things on my list to do, and I'm not doing anything, and I would enjoy trying to become a trader, full-time trader, but I suspect that at the current rate I will be glued to the monitor 24/7, and that's not a very good way of life. But on the other hand, I really like the idea of trading 24/7, but I don't like the idea of losing every week and ending up with no profits. That's one of the biggest fears that I have, facing that fear. And if I don't do anything if I don't earn anything for the next 6 months, yeah, I'll start losing money, and who knows what's going to happen. So I have to make the most of what I have now, and that's why I have the day job, which is keeping me alive, which helps me to experiment with these trading techniques. I'm thankful for the day jobs. I'm thankful for my software skills, my software training, and I'm thankful for taking up software and using it as a tool to earn my living. And I also worked hard for it, so hopefully I will be a software engineer for the rest of my life and not give up on it. And I'm guaranteed that I'm pretty hopeful that I will be doing that for the rest of my life. And the trading is more like a gambling addiction. I hope that it's not going to become something like that. I will be taking trades much more carefully next week. Do 100% research, only place one trade per week, maybe from next week, and don't jump into trades like last week. And if the trade looks bad, don't take it. Simple as that. No trades because it only takes maybe 1 or 2 days to get the profits, and so in 4 days I could get actually today $120 profit, and I didn't take it. So yeah, you need to understand what you can achieve and what you cannot achieve. So these failures are actually helping me to grow, and so I'm thankful for that, and I'm thankful to all this discomfortable situation that I'm in. Maybe it's a period of growth. I'm growing, and that's what's pushing me forward. So with that, I will end my talk, and I'll talk to you tomorrow after my arms workout. So tomorrow will be biceps and triceps, and I also run the mile run, and yeah, I will focus on some tutorials for tomorrow. So with that, I will end my talk. This is what it looks like now. It's almost 10 a.m. 10 p.m. and it's still bright. You can see the sky is still blue, and with that I will end my talk now, and probably I will show you my I can also record while I am probably driving, just like Sam Sulek does. So let me show you how to do that. So let me try to drive while I am recording as well. Okay, so we've got our driving setup, and yeah, so I can't drive while I am okay. So now I'll drive back home. So what is the news for today? So my video is already more than 30 minutes now, but I think this is also good because now it's almost like a dash cam. So if I drive and something goes wrong, I can also record. So now I'm taking a left turn and starting to drive back home, and I can see that after I come out of the gym, my body is actually sweating a lot, and so the car, inside the car, it starts to have some steam. So the windows, so the windscreen gets a bit steamy because of all the sweat or maybe the body heat. The body heat makes the car inside a bit steamy, and that's what happens when I come out of the gym usually. But now I've been outside the car for a long time, so it's not that pronounced. I can still see this. I can see the outside, but if I just come out of the gym and immediately go inside the car, it will be completely steamy and I can't see anything outside. I remember the first time I bought the car, I had actually driven from Manchester back to from Lancashire, from Preston. I bought this car in Preston or Blackburn, and I didn't know what to do when the car gets steamed up, and I actually was driving on the highway, on the motorway, and actually my car was completely steamy and I couldn't even drive. I didn't even know what I was looking at. So I was completely driving in a very dangerous fashion, and cars behind me were actually honking and they didn't know what was wrong with me. But luckily it was in the night, and in the night there's not much traffic. So what happened was I just kept driving, and I didn't do anything different. I just opened the windows. I just opened the windows, and I let the air go in and remove the steam and everything. So that's the disaster that I don't even know how to operate my own car the first time I bought it, and I don't know how you should use your fan, the heating system, to remove all the. You just have to switch on the heater and switch on the fan as well, and it will remove all the steam from the windscreen. So I didn't know that simple fact. It's a very important thing. You need to learn all these simple things about your car. Otherwise, if you're stuck on the highway with simple lack of knowledge about little things, it can cause accidents, definitely. Even the lack of a windscreen wiper fluid inside your. Don't underestimate simple things, which usually if you're in India, people don't bother to even take care of simple things like for example, I didn't think that putting windscreen wiper fluid was even important. I was driving without windscreen wiper for a long time, wiper fluid. And what I realized was that one day was when I was going to Birmingham on the highway. There were a lot of trucks in front of me, and they were actually pushing up so much dust on the highway that all the dust was forming on my windscreen because of the trucks, and it was probably slightly rainy or something, and my windscreen was filling up with mud. It was so muddy that just there was no windscreen wiper fluid, and I was actually using the wiper, and it was even worsening the situation, and my windscreen was completely white in color. I couldn't understand that. And so I think later on it started raining a little bit, and my windscreen went slightly better. And that was, I learned so many things by mistake in my life. This one of those things. I learned so many things about the car by mistakes, by making mistakes, which should not be doing. And even now, I even learned parallel parking even after almost 1.5 years of actually owning a car, 1 year or something. Because even the reverse parallel parking is something I learned very recently. It's not a very simple thing to learn. And the driving instructor didn't teach me that well, and they even ripped me off 1,000 pounds for some stupid driving skills, which I didn't learn much from them. They were only letting me drive on a highway, on the straight roads, and drive slowly and things like that, but they didn't teach me a lot of things actually for the amount of money that they charged. And they did it on purpose, because that's how the driving instructors are in the UK. They are the most racist people on the planet, and maybe that's how driving instructors are in any country. But usually the Asian males, they will be failed at least 3 or 4 times. If you are an Asian male, you'll be failing the driving test at least 4 times. That's the normal thing in UK. So be careful about that. I mean, you have to be careful about so many things, but this is one of those things. Whereas a 15-year-old girl a 16-year-old girl will be easily passing the test, because they don't have money, so they let them pass it quickly, which is not bad, but they definitely they can't drive better than me, who, yeah. They know who has more money, and they try to rip people off and try to make more money from it. So this is how you do reverse parking, and just finished reverse parking, and it was perfectly fine. There was not much space, and I was able to perfectly park between these two cars. This is something you have to learn after almost owning a car for 1 or 2 years. So with that, I will probably end my talk now, and I will talk to you tomorrow.